And so I'm excited to share that the Mayari trial, which has been going on for a couple or a few years now, we have the first results that were reported at ISTH just a week ago, fresh from the oven. And this was a phase 3 open label single arm trial that evaluated the efficacy and safety of caplacizumab and immunosuppression, but without any plasma exchange. So this is a very brand new way to approach this disease. This is a kind of practice shifting type of study. And it's great to finally have results to evaluate how safe and effective of an approach it is. In that study, adults with initial or recurrent TTP were included, but those with severe end organ complications, such as severe cardiac complications or neurologic complications or renal disease, were not included, or those who were bleeding. The primary endpoint was achieving clinical remission without plasma exchange. And then secondary endpoints that were evaluated included clinical remission with or without TPE, or how much TPE was how many people required TPE, the time to platelet recovery, refractoriness exacerbations, relapse, death, and adverse events. And what that trial showed, and we'll go to the next slide, is that so they included 46 patients, and a 93.5% achieved clinical remission without TPE. That's an overwhelming majority, and that's a quite an impressive result there. Those who required plasma exchange because of refractoriness, meaning they were not able to achieve a remission, so there were 2 patients that required salvage plasma exchange. So a small number who did eventually require it. The time to platelet response, as you can see in the bottom photo, it was 4 days. So this was a pretty quick response to achieve platelet normalization. And 75% of patients achieved a platelet count response within 5 days. In terms of adverse events that were attributed to caplacizumab, there was a 48% rate of different adverse events reported, but those that were severe adverse events was only 6%. And the authors reported 0% bleeding and 0% deaths. And this is a preliminary conference result. Of course, it is expected to be followed by a full peer-reviewed manuscript with time. So this is kind of our first view of what the Mayari trial